all the polls we showed clearly show that people overwhelmingly left, right, and center saw JD Vance as the clear-cut winner. And I think it was his ability to deliver the message in a very succinct and careful way. And I think Tim Walz just didn't do that. He didn't have the ability to do that. He got stuck in certain places and he would just stop talking, kind of almost freeze. When they asked him about why did you say that you were in Tiananmen Square when it was happening, he said, well, I'm a knucklehead sometimes and I misspeak. That's not okay. If that's your excuse for being called out for telling straight lies and getting fact checked, then that's not something I think the American people want as a response, compared to when JD Vance was up there. They said, well, you didn't agree with Trump. He's like, I didn't. And I thought he could do more, but unfortunately Congress didn't allow him. So at least he explained his position. And I think the American people liked seeing things like that because it's truthful. It's not trying to cover up and say, well, I'm a knucklehead, so that's why I lied.
Yeah.
Like that's not an excuse.
Exactly. It was very transparent from JD Vance's side. And I actually like the fact that he criticized and called Trump all these names in 2016 before Trump's presidency, because I think a lot of people can relate to that. They might have been worried about Trump's presidency, thought that he's all of these things and whatnot. And then they actually saw the 4 years of how he governed. And that's what JD Vance saw. He thought this was a bad choice. He saw how he governed and that changed his choice. I think, or what he thinks about the individual. I think that is very transparent. And I think that relates to a lot of Americans. How many people did not like Trump in 2016, but benefited directly from his policies and can see the difference between his policies and more of a Democrat kind of governance policies, and are sitting there and saying, yeah, I may not like him. I may have thought these things about him, but his policies worked for me and they were great. That's what I see JD Vance. And I'm so glad that he actually said it the way he did, didn't back out and say, oh, they missed, they took what I said wrong. No, he said, that's what I thought. And then I saw his policies. I saw how good they were for our country. And that's what changed my mind.
Yeah. If you would have told me in 2016 that I'd be sitting here in 2024 defending Donald Trump, voting for him, and agreeing with almost all of his policies, I'd be like, no, you're out of your mind. But that's what happens when people prove themselves to be something that they didn't seem like they would be before. And I think a lot of the people, especially in America, we debate people on TikTok Live all the time, and it's a very emotional argument. When we ask them, why would you support Kamala Harris over Trump? What policies do you like? They go straight to the emotional, subjective discussion about Trump's character and one thing he said in that one time, that 1 year. And we always call them back and say, well, is that affecting your day-to-day life? Is that affecting your ability to put food on your table for you and your family or get a better education? And they can never answer the question because they understand that it's purely emotional. And if you base your decisions on pure emotion, which is unfortunately what a lot of people do, you end up in really bad places. And this is what will happen for 4 years if we allow Kamala Harris to win, because we just feel better about her. We have joy about her.